Well, Dario, again, commiserations, losing grand final. Probably one of the worst things you can do as a player or coach, or feel as a player or coach. But how do you think your girls went across the 90?
Oh, look, it's not a nice feeling, but I thought we dominated the game. To be fair, to have like close to 80% possession, I think, and it just didn't want to go in the back of the net. Unfortunately, we had one clearance off the line. It was destined for the back of the net. And look, they were desperate. They defended very well, got many numbers in behind, so it made it difficult. But yeah, just so proud of the way they performed on a grand final with that much pressure, and to perform like that against a good team and make them look well below par. I think all that was missing was the result. That's it, really. So I can't complain too much. I'm extremely proud of them, and I think if you play that again 9 times out of 10, we're probably here talking about we're the winners. But that's the beauty of football.
I think the chance you're talking about the clearance late on, and I think Rhianna put the ball over the bar a minute or so later. Those coming after the goal, do you think maybe that intensity that your girls were chasing the game at that point, you may be winning this game if they bring that before the goal as well?
Look, it's hard then to commit so many numbers because you know that Courtney Vine and Princess, they basically stand up front and they're just waiting for that transition moment. And unfortunately, that one moment, it happened and they capitalised on it. Shay broke away, long ball over the top. So for 99 minutes, we were perfect. And then for that one second, we just gave the ball away, I think, a little bit sloppy and got caught. And then just probably a little bit of miscommunication at the back. And she was able to put her chance away. But look, again, we tried to control the game. We controlled it. We created probably enough chances to at least score 1 or 2. But yeah, unfortunately, even in the first half, the first few minutes, we had some chances, and yeah, it just wasn't to be tonight.
Any regrets or anything you would have changed with how things went, or did?
No, I don't think so. No, to dominate a game in the manner we did and to control it in the manner we did. The football that the girls displayed as well on the bigger stage with the pressure, like I mentioned. So I'm so proud of them, and yeah, we played our way, and yeah, just unfortunately tonight, just the scoreline was missing.
Just a couple of players. It felt like Briley turned in one of her best games for you. Danny was in everything. Laura Hughes didn't stop. The way these players stepped up on the big stage, were you surprised? Were you particularly impressed?
No, not at all. So they've done it all season, and tonight was the sort of the big test. When the pressure gets, can we still play? And the times we're building up inside our own 18-yard box, they're pressing, and we're playing around them, creating opportunities to break forward. But the second half was really, really pleasing. I think it's normal in the first half that it's going to be a little bit. Both teams tried to settle. We probably again 5-10 minutes. It was a little bit both ways, and then we settled, got a bit better. We were maybe a little bit too rushed in the final third because of all their numbers and then the transition threat. But I thought we dealt with it. We kept their front line very, very quiet, limited them to, I think I saw they had like 50% pass accuracy. Probably can't count how many times they would have maybe made more than 3 passes. So, I think, yeah, in terms of football, it was really good. But unfortunately, yeah, the result didn't come with it.
Dario, did it feel like maybe you obviously said you created a lot of chances. Did it feel like you ran out of attacking options or attacking bodies? Because obviously you lost Holly earlier in the season and then you had to sacrifice Briley defensively. Did it feel like if you had one of those attacking options in this game, it maybe could have turned this game around?
Oh, look, yeah, I think if you have Holly, it's for sure. She's probably the best player in the competition, to be honest. So, it's always hard when you lose someone of that quality, and we've done really well to still manage after losing her. Then we lost 2 to transfers. We lost more through injuries, and this final series we lost 3 players. We lost Carly, Shelby, and Barbara. So we constantly had to adapt. So considering all those things and the girls to put in that performance, it's very, very proud.
Did you have to change the way in which you set up today? Obviously, with Bubs being in goal, a different sort of keeper to Barbara, or was it the same game plan for you?
No, same. So they're both really good, experienced goalkeepers, and I don't think she had much to do tonight, to be fair. So except unfortunately for one time to just pull the ball out of the back of our net. So we limit them to not much at all. Maybe at the start when both teams came grand final to settle the nerves. That was probably the only time where it was a little bit, and we probably didn't deal with the kickoff quite well. We were probably a little bit too deep. could have maybe done a little bit better there, and that gave them the corner, the free kick. But yeah, other than that, I can't remember any real chances. Maybe right at the death where they broke, where we were committing numbers to try to find the equaliser. But yeah, still, I thought, we were still creating and still playing good football.
You've been involved in these big games before as a player, as an assistant, these sorts of things. How do you rally these girls and turn it around? Because the last thing you want is to have the post-grand final disappointment drop-off that we see so often in sports.
No, there won't be any drop-off. That's guaranteed. So, we'll build on this. We'll use it as motivation. But I think, regardless, we still achieved a lot this season to go through everything that we went through, to be premiers, to qualify for the Asian Champions League next year, to put on a display of football that we did tonight. I think, they're showing the girls can play football. And, we limited a good team that's been, I think 7 years to a grand final. That's been always at the top. We made them look, well below us for a majority of the game. And, they were all Sydney, credit to them. They found their chance through their way and they got there in the end. But from our side, yeah, still, I think just very proud. That's probably the best word to use.
How much of this team can you keep together for next?
The squad?
The squad, yeah. How much of this squad can you keep
I
together?
think most of them, yeah. I think majority of them will be there, and then we'll look to see. I'm sure there'll be some interest probably. As we had 2 leave throughout the season, Garnet injured, so I'm sure after the season that they've had, and if anyone was watching tonight, they would have seen some good performances as well on the biggest of stages. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few more phone calls and we're fighting off overseas interests. So, looking forward to the silly season and try to keep as many of them together, because I think, there's something special there within that group.
Have any players already signalled to you that they want to try to test the waters and they want to go overseas this off-season?
No, they all want to stay, to be honest. So, but we'll see when teams come in. But, we've managed to re-sign a couple. So hopefully that'll be announced soon after when the dust settles. So we'll talk to a few more girls as well, and we'll try to strengthen as well in a couple of areas and come back again better than this season for next season.
Feels like we've been asking this question at the end of City's season now for almost a decade, but Bubs, is she coming back?
Oh, we'll have to talk to her. I'll have to talk to her. We'll see. But yeah, we'll have that discussion and we'll see if she's keen to go one more year.
And just, Dario, I wanted to ask you, now I won't see you again for a while. The off-season's coming up. Big off-season coming up. They always are. We only get one post-Women's World Cup season and we've just had it. What do you think the league needs to do in the off-season to build on the momentum from this campaign into years ahead?
Probably to extend the season. I think that's the easiest one. So hopefully when Auckland come in as well, I think they were rumoured for this year after that they'd have a women's team, and we hope the likes of MacArthur as well can bring in a women's team. So it just continues to give girls more opportunities. There's more pathways, and also extends the season so they can play longer, because it is a big gap. It is a big gap. So girls are sort of scrambling a little bit, whether they play NPL or they stay and they continue to train or join in with the academy perhaps and train there. So it does make it a little bit difficult when you've got that 4 or 5 months, maybe for us a little bit shorter because of Champions League commitments. But we'll do our best to try keep them in good condition, and they'll have a bit of a break now, well deserved. And so I think the easiest with that is more teams and more games. And
obviously, Daniela Garlage, she's been phenomenal this season, and another great performance up in the park today. Can you talk a little bit about her development so far this season in terms of how you think she's evolved as a player?
Yeah, she's been excellent. Well deserved to be the young footballer of the year, and if she stays with us, I'm sure she'll be pushing to be the best player in the league next season as well. So I expect she'll be hot in that discussion. But she needs probably a good off season as well, just to work. She's developed a lot, which is natural at her age, 17 years old. So she's put on size, she's grown, learning her body. So I think we'll try to focus in on her a little bit in the strength and power and really develop her, because technically she's unbelievable tonight. The football she displayed, and on the biggest stage for a 17-year-old to basically take control, it shows that she's ready for the next level as well. So we're very pleased, and we hope that she's wearing our colours again next season.
I was going to ask about bringing the sort of service that she needs and involve her in the game as much? What was the thinking behind that change?
Look, the thinking was just because they had so many numbers beyond the ball. So we thought we'd just get in another player, again, bring Danny more centrally so we could try to combine in those tighter areas. And because they made it difficult. There wasn't much space. They had, eight players, two blocks of four basically. So they were scrambling, working. We were even forcing Vine to come back. We were forcing Connors to come back. So it made it difficult. So the idea was just to get a bit more, probably once we get into that final third, we got a bit more technical ability, just to play more in those tighter areas. So that was the thinking behind it. And yeah, we created a few chances from it. And yeah, Tish had a fantastic chance that was headed off. So it was a fantastic clearance. I think it was from Holman. She had the final touch, Minnie's volley. So yeah, that was sort of the thinking behind that.
And it sounds like from the way you're talking, Sydney came in with a plan to stop you and you were trying to win the game very much on your terms. It sounds like from the way you're talking, you're not going to compromise on that at all going into next season in terms of your coaching philosophy, even in one-off games.
No, look, we always try to play what we think is the best way to win. And, tonight the girls gave a great account of themselves. And we know that teams against us will either press us very high, like we did against Newcastle twice, where they went man-on-man whole pitch. And that was a different test. And then tonight, where probably on goal kicks we see more numbers, and then after that they sort of drop into their deeper blocks, and then they wait for transition moments. So we've worked on that a lot this season. So it takes time. It is a process when we're trying to put everything together in sort of every phase of the game. We had a couple of rotations that we were working on, trying to overload their left side, which I thought was also working well. And they've taken on a lot of information and the way we want to play. And yeah, again, proud on the bigger stage that they were able to deliver that. And I think at times they were a joy to watch.
Just on Danny, just to follow up, that interest, is it a matter of she's at City or she goes overseas, or is it other A-League clubs coming in for her? Like, what's the situation there? As you say, phenomenal talent.
I'd highly doubt she'd go to any other A-League club.
So just overseas.
Unless she wants to sit in a block and run and transition, then maybe. But I think she enjoys the football that we play, and she's great, and she's not for other A-League clubs. She's for overseas. A talent like that doesn't go from A-League to A-League. She goes to the NWSL or the WSL. So yeah, I don't imagine we'll see her in any other colours in Australia, other than the light blue.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys.